time to get ready, time to get ready, whoa. Wake up in the morning, about to roll a paper plane while we yawning. If we fall from the top, we'll be soaring. Gotta learn to love yourself cause you're gorgeous, yeah. Wake up in the morning, about to roll a paper plane while we yawning. If we fall from the top, we'll be soaring. Gotta learn to love yourself cause you're gorgeous, yeah. Wake up, it's time to get ready. Oh wow, it's time to get ready. Make love, it's time to get ready. Time to get ready, time to get ready, whoa. Wake up, it's time to get ready. Oh wow, it's time to get ready. Make love, it's time to get ready. Time to get ready, time to get ready, whoa.
Wake up in the morning and I ask myself, is life worth living? Should I blast myself? Fuck that, I'm a bust back, switch lane, grip grain till the bills change. Shit got complicated, but I'm feeling myself. See the real in myself and the fake in the room. As I reel in my wealth, and I'm beginning to bloom. Cop some trophies on shelf, soon so gold on my belt. Got an aura when I walk and guarantee that it's felt. Guarantee you gon' melt, cause my heat be super hot and I be feeling myself, yeah.
Wake up, it's time to get ready.
Okay. All right, I'm a little blurry on YouTube, but I'm crystal clear on IG Live. My boy Jelly. All right, let's start with the first game that I want to talk about. The biggest game that everyone's talking about. The Cowboys losing to the 49ers. I'm going to be looking back and forth because I got YouTube here, I got Instagram Live over here. So I got two different cameras I got to look at. So there's a whole production over here. I don't know what the hell happened with the Cowboys, yo. Like this is too easy at this point. The big I called it on Twitter, the biggest fuck up in probably the history of the playoffs. Cuz the 49ers was practically giving the game away to the Cowboys. They were practically saying like, we're winning, we're dominating you, we shut down Zeke. But we're just going to give you this chance. Jimmy G's just throwing interceptions. He's just like, here's the ball. Here's another turnover. Oh, you're still in it. You're still within a possession. Here's another interception. And the Cowboys couldn't get it done. They had a chance in the possession before last to actually just score and have a lead and give it to their really good defense and with Micah Parsons and Van Der Esch. But they just couldn't even convert a third down. Give it back to the 49ers. 49ers can't convert a third down. And then the last possession of the game, the Cowboys game. Now, they were, at that first initial thought, I was thinking to myself, and I was looking at the game, and I was like, the Cowboys might pull this off. The play calling from Mike McCarthy, magnifique up until the last call. It was a lot of outside throws, and they were stopping the clock. They were moving down the field. Got to midfield, went out of bounds. They were starting to get deep into 49er territory. And then for whatever reason, they had the clock stopped. I think around 15 seconds. I don't got it with me, like the exact down or time. But for whatever reason, with around 15 seconds left, they decide. Mike McCarthy draws up, and apparently they said it was planned. They said this was planned. This was the plan all along, from the beginning of the game to pregame. This is what they've been drawing up. Is the fact that they were doing a quarterback draw for Dak to go down the middle. Now, that would have been a nice idea, quarterback draw. If you were in the red zone, like I want to say inside the 10, that would have been a great idea. Yeah, let Dak go down the middle for like 10 yards, and he can run it in himself. Like whatever. All right, Dak, you're the quarterback. You're the franchise guy. We paid you Patrick Mahomes money. We paid you Josh Allen money. Just we're inside the 10. Run it in yourself. Everyone's gonna be covering the receivers anyway, and. This motherfucker draws up a quarterback draw at like what, the 40, the 35. I was just and then they're trying to blame the refs because they got 12 accepted penalties and they just and it's like, oh, it's the ref's fault all of a sudden. Like, no, the 49ers were giving you the ball game. They were giving it to you. Jimmy G was throwing interceptions. He was thinking about old Kiara Mia and how she's gonna react if fucking he gets cut, and he can't do no more meetups. And it's just like, bro, like Jimmy G's giving you the game away. He's doing what Jimmy G does. And that's throwing interceptions, throwing the game away, like he did when he made it to the Super Bowl against the Chiefs, like he's been doing all year long. The 49ers are only as scary as the run game and the defense. You're not afraid of Jimmy G. When you're playing the 49ers, you're not afraid of Jimmy G. And he's been giving you the game away, and you draw a quarterback draw. That's what you draw after every other play beforehand, you were getting out of bounds. And one other thing, because the previous possession mentioned they couldn't handle it, they couldn't convert a third down. Dak fucking threw a dime to whoever, Cedric Wilson. Like, picture on the dot, all you have to do is like close your hands and you got it. And he dropped that ball. He's dropped every ball realistically thrown his way. And it's just like, what are you doing, sir? What are you doing? You're not an NFL wide receiver. And I think Dallas, now with this Cedric Wilson guy, they miss Cole Beasley. Cole Beasley isn't really doing jack with Buffalo right now, but damn, they need someone else, because now Amari Cooper's been hurt. CeeDee Lamb was hurt and he hasn't done jack. He didn't do jack all game. Like, he got hurt going out of bounds. Like, come on now. Come on. What is this? What is this? Okay. Uh-oh. We got an Instagram live guest. Hold up. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. What we got going on here? Yo, what up, my boy? Yo, how you doing? So you heard me shit talking the Cowboys. Yo, but I mean, like, they almost had it, throwing it to Cedric Wilson.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna. That was a hard catch.
Yeah.
You know how, like, he had to turn his body and stick his hands out. But I mean, when you make it that far in the NFL, you should be able to catch that. Right?
I mean, yeah, it's expected. If you don't got hands, you ain't lasting long. And bro, I was saying earlier, you were on the Instagram live, like, it's Jimmy G's giving you the game. He's like, I don't want to advance. He's like, I got a date with Kiara Mia this weekend. I don't want to go to the playoffs. I don't want to go to Tampa Bay. Yeah, make it more interesting. Like,
what's that practical jokers? Yo, Jimmy, now throw a pick.
The Cowboys need to come back. And then Dak has to do this half-ass apology where he's like, oh, I didn't mean to throw stuff at the refs. I didn't mean to say that. I was just upset. It's like, no, bro, you meant to say that. Come on now.
Come on, it was like 14 seconds left. I get that you run a draw, but like, he kind of ran it a little too far. So it made the play too long, I guess.
But I mean, it took the 49ers a hot minute to start covering the sidelines. Because that was like a good 2 or 3 throws that they went downfield. They were like, oh, I guess we should cover the sidelines now. Cover the out routes.
I didn't watch the whole game, but wasn't Dak going like deep the whole time?
Oh, yeah, he was going deep. He was trying to find people.
That's why.
And they shut down Zeke. And who's their backup? Dunbar? Tony Pollard. They shut him down too.
Well, I don't think Tony Pollard was playing that much, and Zeke was doing a lot of pass.
Yeah.
So, of course, and then they like to go deep with CeeDee Lamb and Cooper, or someone got hurt, right?
Yeah, I remember seeing. I think it was CeeDee Lamb at like the last possession. He like twisted his ankle or something as he got pushed out of bounds.
No, I mean like before that.
Oh, before that, I think it was Cooper. Ogletree, yeah.
Well, yeah. But like Lamb, he had no. I don't think he even like touched the ball. And when he got that punt return, he Like CeeDee Lamb was shut down the whole game.
Yeah, and there's nothing. And I think Dan Schultz, their tight end, was their leading receiver. But I mean, Dan Schultz is one of the best tight ends in the league, thanks to Dak. So like, yeah, that's a good guy to be leading. Maybe not in yards, but in targets, maybe. Yeah, that's a good.
He's like, he stepped up like Kelsey.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Double covered Tyreek.
I mean, he helped me in fantasy. He's got my vote.
And then when you said like Cole Beasley, I had Cole Beasley.
Yo, I had Cole Beasley too.
He was averaging like 10 points, and then after like the second half, he was getting like nothing. It was like,
But it's like who else is gonna step up? Because outside of CD and Amari, like we all know Amari only shows up 8 games a season.
But that's the thing. These are not like they should step up. You didn't draft CD and gave him Mike. What's that guy's name's number? 88.
Oh, 88. Yeah, Des Bryant. Yeah.
Nah, not.
Oh no, not Des. Irvin.
Yeah, Michael Irvin. You don't give him his number for him to like disappear. LeBron when he was on the Heat. Like, you gotta step up. You gotta be able to beat the coverage. Or I don't know. Maybe it's Mike McCarthy. It's probably Mike McCarthy.
I mean, yeah, it could be.
Like, the Niners, they can rush before because they got my man Eric Armstead from Oregon.
Yep.
As well as that D line they got at nasty. So
Yeah, with Bosa on there. Yeah, they got a good defense, bro. They got a good defense.
if you can rush 4 and cover with 7, then
But that Mike McCarthy comment, man. I know you play Madden, I play Madden. We're all better at time management than Mike McCarthy. We're all better at time management thanks to Madden. RAP.
yeah, even Andy Reid got better too. But the penalties, they had 14.
But I think that's more to your point with Mike McCarthy because that's all discipline. That's all discipline from like your coaching staff. Especially this big of a game where you're the 2-3 seed, and this you've got high. You even said it yourself before the season. If you don't get a Super Bowl, it's a disappointment. You got knocked out the first round.
I mean, like 14 would not help you win a game. Like, that's like they probably had like over 100 yards of like
Yeah.
backwards. Like,
And I think that was just the accepted penalties because they had penalties that the 49ers just said no, like we got a positive possession from this. You got positive yards.
Like the holding.
Mm-hmm.
They had so many false starts. Hands to the face.
Yeah, that hands to the face. I remember there was one play. I think that they stopped the Niners on 3rd down, and there was like mad time in the 4th. And there was that hands to the face where the dude literally had his helmet, like the old lineman's helmet off. I'm like, bro, what are you doing?
His chin strap.
It's became a face mask at that point.
But then like that, they had that one good call where they had the fake punt, right?
Yeah.
The punter converted it because he threw a pass. But then they like kept the punt team until like 15 seconds, and then they switched their offense. Like, what are you doing? They stayed out there, and then they got the first down, and it turned into like a 1st and 15 because they got the delayed game. Because like why,
Yeah, Dallas will always Dallas, Pete.
But you know what? I enjoyed the best part. That was like, I'm not gonna lie, Wild Card Weekend was wild. Like,
Yeah, it was.
but watching people cry, like Tony.
Oh, it was. There was like a minute left, and people are crying already. I'm like, oh damn, okay. He's like, no, don't cry. It's not over yet. It's not over yet. I'm like, damn.
It's like, it's a little early for tears.
Yeah. I thought this was your year. What's going on? Oh man, they rushed that, and they rushed to get into that stadium too.
Oh my god.
There was it looked like Black Friday.
It looked like a Travis Scott concert.
Oh, Astro. Jerry World, the Jerry World disaster. Jerry World is that, yo, the tragedy of Jerry World.
Yeah,
Yo, but Matt Stafford got his first win too.
that was a good one.
That was a good win too. And I don't know what the hell happened with the Cardinals. They had so much promise.
They looked like, I don't know. I guess they didn't really run the ball that much.
But because they really developed a whole like 1-2 punch with like James Conner and Chase Edmonds.
Yeah.
And Chase Edmonds, he's more of like a receiving back, and like more of an elusive, speedy, like
Yeah, he's like a third down back.
yeah,
You know what's crazy? He went to Fordham.
yeah, he did, which is wild because he when he got drafted, I was still in my second or third year at grad school there, and I was like, yo, this dude can ball. And I thought he was gonna be like the third down everyday back, and then they got James Conner, who's that power runner that's gonna get you his yards, and they couldn't do anything. I mean, mind you, it's Aaron Donald and Von Miller, but
Yeah.
like you
And then they had, and then their secondary shutting them down. Jalen Ramsey.
Yeah.
They don't really have. After D-Hop, they just like went downhill. You know.
yeah, I mean you can't roll. There's a reason AJ Green was a free agent. Like this was supposed to be like a redeeming contract, 1-year contract, not like oh we're gonna rely on you from now on.
Yeah, that was supposed to be his game. He comes back.
Yeah.
Purgatory.
And I just feel so bad for D Hop, because I was sort of rooting for the Cardinals only because of D Hop. So I'm like that dude deserves a lot better than what his career has been so far. Man dealt for a third round pick, second top 5 wide receiver in the league.
Yeah, nothing. But remember that game with AJ Brown? That they threw the ball to him and he didn't look back, and again they got picked off.
Oh yes.
But yeah, AJ Brown hasn't been in his game.
Yeah, and you can't rely on like he wasn't. You didn't sign him to be like the number 2 guy. That was supposed to be Christian Kirk. Like you drafted Kirk to be the number 2 next. He was supposed to be like your number 1, but then you got D Hop, so now he's your number 2, and Kirk is supposed to be this guy that steps up, and he didn't do jack. Kyler Murray is running around like a madman in the backfield, and it was crazy. And shout out to Odell for the redemption.
Odell, I know.
Odell redeeming his whole career.
But Baker looks bad now. Like he looks like.
Yeah, and I'm a Baker fan, and I was just like, oh, like he gets a bad rap from Cleveland. He's actually a pretty good quarterback, and like now it just looks worse for Baker because it's like, oh, you missed the playoffs after you cut him, and you're just like, what happened? And now you got to get like surgery that's gonna be like a little serious. Like you don't know when you're gonna come back, and you're on a 5th year.
His shoulder, right?
Yeah, it's his shoulder too. I was like, oh, not looking too hot for you, my friend.
I don't think he's gonna come back.
Well, I think they're gonna give him the 5th year, the last year on his contract to redeem himself and make the playoffs again. And if they don't, I mean, they'll just have to cut him, and he'll be a backup somewhere else.
Yeah.
But good for Odell. Good for Odell because he deserves this. He deserves this.
I wish he balled out when the Giants went to Green Bay after the freaking boat trip.
Well, because see what happened is that he didn't have to go to Miami because he's in LA now, so he doesn't have to go. He doesn't have to fly out to the beach because he's already there.
That's what it is.
And now he's going to Tampa. Like you don't have to go to Miami. You're already in Tampa, my boy. Like you don't have to travel far.
This is Venice or Malibu. Probably Malibu, right?
Yeah. Oh no, yeah. Now they got that. That's gonna be a tough game because this is sort of looking like Brady's like revenge game because he beat the Eagles, who he lost the Super Bowl against, so smacked him, and now he's playing the Rams, who he beat when they had Jared Goff in the Super Bowl.
I can't believe the Rams are like they have to go to Tampa Bay. I thought it was Tampa Bay going to them, but they blew it, right?
Yeah, they blew it with the seeding. Yeah, because when they lost to the 49ers, that ruined everything.
That game was crazy too.
Yeah, and I was a little nervous going into this wild card weekend because for the last few games, Stafford hasn't been looking good. He's been throwing interceptions like crazy, and I'm like, this is old like Detroit Lions when they weren't making the playoffs. Matt Stafford.
I'm not not gonna lie though, I feel like Odell didn't know his playbook.
Yeah.
They ran him and Cup ran the same route, and I have Cooper Cup. And this is I remember watching it because it was the championship game, and I won my championship. Shout out to that. Shout out to Cooper Cup. They ran the same route, and freaking Odell swatted the ball away from Cooper Cup. I was like, yo, what the fuck? But when I don't think Odell was playing that much, but when Odell went in, he looked bad.
Yeah.
Or like Stafford was trying to like force feed the ball to a dude that didn't knew his playbook. So
Yeah, I you know, like, and that was a complaint in Cleveland too, where Baker was always force feeding him the ball, and like, but I think that was more so because it's a young head coach, young quarterback. Like it's like we're gonna have to give it to this guy because who else are we gonna throw it to? We're not gonna give it to Jarvis Landry running the slant every play. I mean, you could, but
yeah, but like you gotta like, I don't even play quarterback, but you gotta assess what defense is giving, and you can always tell from like the safeties.
Yeah.
You know, depending on where the safeties roll, you know what the coverage.
Yo, speaking of safeties, that Eric Weddle coming out retirement, that helped them a lot. Holy shit.
They helped a lot.
I think that helped a lot because all he had to do was sit in zone and let that front seven do their job.
That's another team where they can just rush like forward.
Yeah, and because they got Jalen Ramsey on one side, but that opposite corner always needs that help. And you're not asking Eric Weddle to go down and blitz or be a Jamal Adams blitz boy.
No.
Yeah. It's like, yo, stay in your zone and help out the corners that need help because Jalen Ramsey's gonna get his.
He was like a top 8 corner, top 8 safety at one point.
Yeah, he was, and for good reason, especially with the Rams before he retired. But it's gonna be tough because, damn, like Tampa Bay, they're stacked.
I think the Rams got. I'll tell you why, because Brady, he loves throwing checkdowns. He's a checkdown.
Yeah.
So if he could just play, I don't know, cover 2 all day, just cover the flats, he's gonna throw a fit, and you can't run the ball on the Rams. I mean on the Bugs. No, you can't run the ball on the Rams.
Yeah. Yeah, Fournette's not gonna have. Yeah, Lev Bell is gonna. He's out punching the air. He's not getting any touches now. I should have never left the Jets.
Just has to take care of the ball, and that's it. Because Brady,
Yeah, and that's the thing, bro.
he capitalizes on short fields.
Yeah, that's the one team you don't want to throw an even if it's like an early interception. You give them that opportunity to go up on you, they're not looking back. They definitely will.
That's gonna be a good game, but I think it's gonna be like a 14-10 kind of score.
Okay, gotcha.
What you got on?
I got 21-17.
21-17.
Yeah, I want to go Rams. Just because of Odell and I love me Stafford. And this is the year for Georgia, bro. Georgia just won the national championship. Stafford's got to come through for his squad. But then the next one is was it 49ers again at Green Bay, and if the 49ers don't get their ass beat by Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams, I don't know if I can watch football anymore.
Yeah, their defense is looking stout.
Yeah.
It was like the past half decade, or even decade actually. Their defense is always trash.
Yeah, but I think their defense is looking a lot better this year. And I know Aaron Jones has been iffy this year running the ball, especially like in the second half of the season. He really like has come down since that injury. He hasn't been the same running back.
Yeah,
AJ Dillon, yeah, he's a good dude. He's good. He's good running the ball.
That man built like Derrick Henry.
Yo, and this is the one thing I want to talk about today too, because the Titans ain't no one talking about the Titans. They got Derrick Henry back. They pretty much have their whole squad except maybe like 1 or 2 people that are like backups that are coming back from injury. Like Derrick Henry should not be playing at all right now. This man had a full practice today. Gonna have the full practice rest of the week against the Bengals, and I feel bad for Joey Burrow, but I mean, the king is back. The king is back, and he's here for the crown.
You gotta sound the trumpets, right? Yeah, hopefully, I mean, it's been a while. Hopefully, he's good. I don't know how good the Bengals defense is, but I'm sure Henry can get a good 100-yard game,
Yeah.
2 touchdowns. Because Tannehill's been like cold, right?
Yeah, he hasn't been the same Tannehill when they were the 1 seed before when they played against the Chiefs, I think it was.
Yeah.
And
When I have him on fantasy, his points be trash.
yeah, because they got AJ Brown. Julio Jones hasn't done much all season. Hopefully he gets in playoff mode this game, but he hasn't done much all season.
I'm trying to see another good game too. That's supposed to be.
Yeah. But the funny thing is about the AFC side of the playoffs is that every single team left in the AFC have beaten the Chiefs before.
Okay. But
So,
that was like early in the year, right?
I mean, that's early in the year, but a win is a win. So you still got that game tape.
Yeah, but like, look at the Giants when they freaking went 9-7. They lost to like everybody, and then they beat everybody.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
You know, the 18-1 season. They figured out the formula.
Yeah, and I mean, Mahomes and the Chiefs are the type of team to figure it out, but
Yeah.
oh man.
Mahomes had to like reinvent his game a little,
Yep.
and then the defense had to reinvent themselves a little too. So
But yo, shout out to Nick Wright, because this man said that playing the Steelers for the Chiefs playing the Steelers was like a bye week for them. I'm like, yo, that's the most disrespectful shit.
oh my god, the Chargers should have went in there.
I just like, oh man, like why didn't you just take the tie? Like why'd you call timeout?
Exactly. No, they need to fire Brandon Staley. Like I watch Chargers games because I'm like, yo, it's just Kirby.
Mhm.
Oregon alumni.
It's the analytics, bro. It's the analytics.
Analytics, yeah. And how many times
Yo, it's that money ball, bro.
like I get it. I'm like, yo, you're going against. All right, so the Chargers versus the Chiefs back.
Yeah.
15. Go for 4th down. That's fine. Don't get it. You go for again, and you still okay. No. The third, at least at some point, you just gotta. They literally lost by like a field goal.
Yeah.
Was it right? Something like that. And then come to the game, the Raiders game, and they go for it under 19-yard line on 4th down, and they don't convert. And what do the Raiders do? They punch it in. Like, it's the analytics still. Yo, nah, your analytics will get you.
But yo, now they're playing the Bills. This is the AFC title rematch from last year. And the Bills, yo, thank goodness for Josh Allen, because I was afraid that this whole Mac Jones hype was gonna go everywhere throughout the playoffs. I'm like, ain't no way, Mac, because I'm not a believer. I don't give a fuck what anyone says. I'm not a believer in Mac Jones.
His best, you know what his best play is? His best play is this. I mean, that's what you do in Alabama.
Yo, because that whole lead up to the Bills-Patriots game is, Mac Jones only threw the ball 3 times, and can they do it again in that similar weather? I'm like, bro, no, they can't. Like your quarterback can't throw less than like 5 times, and you expect to win all the time. But you know, I will say this though, at least Mark Sanchez went farther with his elite defense than Mac Jones did. They were a game from a Super Bowl twice. This is butt fumble Mark Sanchez.
Yeah. I remember the year with Thomas Jones was elite.
Yes, that was the closest they had. But I mean, you go up against Peyton Manning and those Colts, like it's tough going up against. You have to have luck on your side to beat Peyton Manning.
That 1 year, right?
Yeah, but they were injured. They were ravaged by injuries that year because they were supposed to be a top 2 seed, and then they got hurt and fell down to the wild card. It was a bad year for them. The point is, Mac Jones is trash, and Mark Sanchez is better.
I don't really believe in Alabama
I mean, like outside of what Joe Namath in like 69, 70, they really haven't been successful in the NFL.
Yeah, Joe Namath was Alabama too.
Yeah, he was Alabama back before Alabama was a thing.
But like modern day, like I would never draft an Alabama quarterback, a USC quarterback.
Yeah, all of them are either backups or just like journeyman third stringers, or not even in the NFL after the.
I didn't even know Justin Herbert was that gonna be that good. Watching
Yeah.
Like I watched him, in Oregon, and they really held him back. They held that man back. Like
Yo.
they would run a lot of like those dot routes, like and you just that's it. But, like,
Makes you question that Pac-12.
huh?
Makes you question the Pac-12 and what they doing.
Not well. I'm glad the coach that used to coach Justin Herbert, he left. He went to Miami.
Yeah.
Was-
The U's been trash since. That turnover chain ain't cool no more.
Well, I think they're gonna get better. I forgot his name.
Who, the quarterback from Miami?
No, the head coach that left Oregon.
The head coach that left for Oregon?
He
Let
went
me
to
see.
Miami. Oh my God, Mario Cristobal.
Ah, there we go.
He's a good recruiter. He likes to get big linemen, run the ball. Yo, he had some good recruits this year.
Yeah. I mean, no bigger recruits than Jackson State. But Jackson State out here, they're taking the number 1 DB and then the number 4 wide receiver in the country. Like, come on, like, bro, like, if you're not making a bid to go to like a Power 5 school conference or whatever, or making the move from FCS to FBS, like, I don't know what it is.
No, it's Dion. It's prime.
I mean, it's prime. He says they ain't got nothing planned for any movements.
Who better to learn how to play corner than?
Oh yeah. Oh no, I love the moves 100%. I'm just thinking long term, like, are we going from FCS to FBS? Because you're already undefeated.
But you see how many people come from FCS.
Oh yeah. Oh no, the fucking league is filled with people from FCS.
Yeah, like Cooper Kupp was from Eastern Washington.
Mm-hmm.
Carson Wentz. What's that dude's name? The dude on the backup for the Niners.
Oh, Trey Sermon.
No, Trey Lance.
Trey Lance. Yeah.
There's some good.
No, they definitely got a lot of good players. I'm just wondering, like, whether they're because my whole thing with FCS and like other like conferences and leagues that aren't as popularized in the mainstream is you gotta get that TV deal, bro. Because I had an argument on Twitter, the best place for arguments, over the WNBA, because I'm like, yo, how the WNBA gonna go up against a stacked NFL Sunday card, plus they got NBA, plus they got MLB playoffs. Like, you're doing the league a disservice. Like, go somewhere else.
When does the WNBA play? Like,
Oh, they already finished their season. They had the finals and everything in the middle of MLB playoffs, in the middle of the NFL season, and I'm like, bro, how do you expect people to watch
it's tough.
when there's other leagues going on? Like, it's already tough enough to manage baseball playoffs and the NFL, but now you're trying to ask us to watch NBA, NFL, and MLB playoffs. Like, you're just shooting yourself in the foot, in the foot. in the foot.
No, but it's hard. And then not only that, like, it's just like the talent.
Yeah.
It's just like
Because I still believe that there's a lot of good talented women in college basketball. The problem is, like, we can't watch them. Like, what, like, where's the promo for ESPN that's there for like Monday Night Football?
that's true.
You know, like, you got to deal with them. Like, at least do some like summer stuff, or like start it like at the end of the NBA season, and like have a kind of a short like summer league, where it's like the only other thing is baseball, so you already have those gaps in time, where you can just promote the crap out of it, and then you have coverage, have fucking First Take talk about it when everyone else is on vacation. like it's there. You're just being lazy, in my opinion.
But my thing
I mean, some of the centers, but not really. Like they're not being flashy with it.
Yeah, that's the only thing that doesn't
Yeah.
have that flash. Like it's not gonna be on like overtime on like IG.
Yeah.
See what Brittany Grimes did. Like,
Brittany Griner. But I will say, a lot of them got that ratchet three though. A lot of them got that ratchet three.
yeah.
They got that Steph Curry range. But anyway,
I'm sure they got handles for you.
yeah.
What's the other game that's coming up this weekend?
Oh, we got what's it called? We got Rams, Bucks, Bills, Chiefs, Bengals, Titans.
So who you got for the Bills and the Chiefs?
Oh, bro, that's tough.
That's tough too.
That's tough because you want Patty Mahomes to make, because you want Patrick Mahomes to make it, but you don't want Jackson Mahomes to be doing TikToks. So that's where it's like I want to root for you, but then it's like your brother. And I've been turned into a Josh Allen believer because of Stephon Diggs. Because I used to be like, oh, this dude overthrows everybody, and then they trade for Stephon Diggs, and I was like, oh, he just didn't have a wide receiver. Okay.
And then they got Emmanuel Sanders. And he been like running the ball like. But I mean, that last game he had like what 7 touchdowns or something like that.
Yeah.
Or his team went 7 for 7.
Yeah, dude. I don't think the only time they didn't score a touchdown or a field goal, I think, was at the end of the game when they were kneeling it. It's, it's like, oh shit.
Like he can't pass. He can run.
Yeah.
And like he looks like Cam Newton in college.
And it makes you wonder, like, because when that draft happened, I saw a lot of mock drafts where like had the Jets drafting him,
Yeah.
like Cleveland.
I mean, he was wild. He was a wild thrower.
Yeah, and I think the problem was he went to Wyoming, and it was like, oh, Wyoming, like you.
You know what's funny? So the Oregon actually played them and they smacked them. But because he was throwing wild and Oregon was giving him like
Yeah.
mad pressure. So I was like, oh, he's not. I mean, he can move, but he's not gonna be that good. I don't know. But then
Yeah.
the Bills made the right move because they needed
Yes.
a guy. Because I knew he also had like arm strength, right?
Yeah.
He needed somebody to throw against the wind.
Yeah, he needed that speedy number one wide receiver.
Yeah.
And
So I mean, they said like Mel Kiper said that he was wrong, and
Yeah.
he did develop.
I mean, I'm just glad I was right with the Darnold selection because I was pissed. Have I ever told you the story of when I was at that draft party?
Nah.
So it was a draft party, like that year's draft, and I went to MetLife. And it was Giants on one side and Jets on the other. And then the Giants pick Saquon, everyone's excited or whatever, and I'm like, oh fuck, like I wanted the Jets to get Baker, and I'm like, all right, maybe we can get like Josh Allen or someone else, maybe Lamar. And then they select Darnold, and like I was decked out in Jets gear. I toss all that, throw it to the ground, start stomping it. My boy that was with me, he's like, what happened? I was like, we got another USC quarterback. Like, the next 4 years are fucked. Mind you, I'm cursing up a storm. I turn around, there's like a father and his son, like excited, but like the son is like scared to death. Like he just had a post-traumatic experience. And he's just like, why are you so upset? I was like, dude, like USC quarterbacks are trash. What are we doing here?
That's why I say every year I'm like, yo, why are we drafting this USC quarterback?
And I'm like no, they're never good. They're not like what's the ceiling? Like Carson Palmer not making a Super Bowl? Oh, that's.
I mean, Carson Palmer was like probably the one and only like unicorn.
Yeah. Cause what? Who's the one that went against Vince Young in the Rose Bowl? Matt Leinart. Oh man. But I want to go for the Bills just because I love Josh Allen. I love that Stephon Diggs that matchup. Cause it's already back-to-back seasons the Chiefs made the Super Bowl, and the Bills.
Imagine a Tom Brady.
Oh, bro.
Mahomes rematch.
Bucks, Allen. Oh my, Bucks, Bills. Oh.
That'd be a good one too. I mean, I don't want to see I'd rather see Aaron Rodgers.
You don't want to see him almost throw the Super Bowl trophy in the Tampa River or whatever. Well, I just had a little avocado tequila. My bad.
Did you see the woman who designed the Super Bowl trophy? How distraught she was. She sent him a letter or something like that. She was upset.
Oh shit.
I think I say Bills because Bills got a better defense.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's Chiefs. I'll say Bills.
Okay. Yeah, I think the Rams are gonna pull it off against Tampa Bay because they got they got a lot of weapons out there. Packers I think can dominate the 49ers because Jimmy G's not gonna handle.
I don't know about dominating, but
I mean, I'd like to think so.
with that their defense got banged up too, right?
Yeah. They had a few guys. And I think it was great for the Bengals to get their first win in the postseason since like before we were born. But it's okay. You got your one. Better luck next year.
The Bengals,
You got the Bengals against the Titans.
they
Ooh.
I feel like they were sleeping and they're trying to reimagine themselves. And then
Ooh.
might not. I don't know. They're gonna try to like force feed Derrick Henry, and it's gonna be their downfall. That's what I think. They're gonna try to
Ooh,
run
that's
the ball, but then they're gonna get to like the red zone or field goal distance, and they're just gonna kill.
well. I will say because I remember the game they played against the Cardinals. Any strong enough, like not elite, but like a decent enough front seven. Derrick Henry has been struggling.
Yeah.
He's been struggling all season, even before his injury. Like you give him a good front line, that defensive line is good enough to like cause some sort of pressure in that run game. He struggles, and I've seen that a lot where they had to like play some stretch runs for him to like avoid the middle of the field, which is like where you usually should excel.
No, he doesn't. His best is outside zone.
Yeah.
He just. I don't know how, but they just can't contain. They break contain, and he just be off to the races. That's really his best run.
Oh, for real, bro.
You rather fight the safeties and the DBs than linebackers.
But that would be interesting if the Bengals make it. And you got Bengals Bills, everyone's favorite AFC championship. unless you got the Chiefs going forward.
Yeah, we'll see. I think the Bills I got my money on the Bengals versus Bills.
Okay. And then Rams Packers.
Rams Packers.
Dude, the Rams would have to go to Tampa. They travel from the west to the east coast at what, a 3:00 start on a Sunday or a 1:00 start? That's early for them to go from the west coast to the east coast.
Yeah, it'll be like a 12 o'clock game for them.
Yeah, dude.
I rather me as a semi-pro player, I'd rather play my games early than a freaking night game.
Okay. I mean, yeah, I can see that. Like, if you're on Tampa Bay, so I'm just thinking about the travel and the jet lag they would be having. Like, do you get to Tampa Bay early? Like a few days early, and like, do you fly out tomorrow?
They probably go on Saturday, and then they walk through at the hotel or whatever.
Right. I don't know. That's gonna be tough because those West Coast teams come to the East Coast always struggle because of that time difference.
Is that what it is?
That's what ESPN tells me. And we know ESPN never lies.
I know. Right? I don't know. I think the Rams will pull it off.
Yeah. I mean, the 49ers are always tough because of that defense, but I love me Aaron Rodgers. I love me some Aaron Rodgers, and I want to see him make it one more time.
Aaron Rodgers, when they went against the Vikings, he was going stupid. The way he rolls out and throws to the other, rolls out right, throws to his left, like 50 yards, like pinpoint. Like, I think he's better than Tom Brady, in my opinion.
Aaron Rodgers, yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, Brady just has the rings, but it's like, bro, like,
Brady's been on good teams.
yeah, like it's you've had dominant squads.
Yeah.
Like anyone, like you put Rodgers with the pieces he had, like especially that year he had Randy Moss, bro. Like he doesn't lose that Super Bowl against the Giants.
I know.
Like that's
But I watched this dude on YouTube. His name is Barry McCocken. He absolutely hates Tom Brady, and he just does like in-depth breakdowns of why Tom Brady. He was saying like stuff like, yeah, this Tom Brady always has his team will always in like favorable like field position, and like his defense is always good. And you think about it, and he's right.
yeah.
Like,
I mean,
we have to do like 70-yard drives every time.
I mean that's really like what the thought process was with this year is like Bill Belichick's going to spend all the money on defense, get all these elite defensive players, and that he'll just draft a quarterback, and it'll be like the beginnings of Tom Brady again. Like, all right, we got this young guy, he's just going to check it down,
Yeah.
and then the defense is going to put him in a good position to win. And that worked in the regular season, but you get in the playoffs against a team like the Bills that want it more, that's checkdowns ain't going to work.
I'll give him another year. I think like next year they're gonna.
I mean, I want to see if the Patriots can get a legit wide receiver because they have to get rid of N'Keal Harry.
I think Henry Hunter, or Hunter whatever.
Yeah.
I think he was a good pickup.
Yeah.
Did well.
Because they picked him up. They still drafted two tight, so they've got an abundance of tight ends.
They got the tight end from the Titans too.
Yes.
He didn't do much.
So they have pieces. It's just that they got to put it together for Mac Jones.
Yeah.
And I think if they can get like if they get Calvin Ridley,
Wait, that's the one that.
that's the guy who left for mental health reasons in like the middle of the year. I mean, you presume he'd be back,
I don't know. We'll see.
but he's still got a number one. Yeah. Either him or try to snag other receivers out there, but
I mean, I think Jalen Rager's gonna be in the market this year.
oh no, Jalen Hurts is a good quarterback, Ralston. What are you talking about?
No, Jalen Rager, the receiver.
Yeah, I know. It's not Hurts' fault he couldn't catch the ball.
And muffed the punt too.
Oh, I remember all that hype surrounding Rager. They were like, "This is the guy. This is the sleeper pick for the Eagles. He's gonna be the receiver that, what's it called? What's his name? Alshon Jeffrey never was. Blah. Like, he'll actually catch the ball now. It's like, oh nope, that dropping balls is contagious in Philadelphia.
I don't think. Where did he go to school? Texas Tech.
I think so.
Someone like put up his stats, and I don't even think he had more than like 600 yards.
Dix, I think he went late in the first, maybe in the second round.
He went right above Justin Jefferson.
Oh shit. Oh damn.
Imagine that. Imagine. Yeah. Like I thought the Giants made bad moves, but
Not drafting Justin Jefferson. All right, so let's talk about the Giants since you're an avid Giants fan. How do you feel? How do you feel about Joe Judge and everyone being out?
out.
Yeah, like
Yeah, it was a good week when I heard that he left, bro.
because it took a little longer than the other firings. Like David Culley lost his job before Joe Judge did.
Yeah, I mean, no, he had to go. He had, like, I think he went 6-10 last year,
Yeah,
and then this year he only went 4 or something like that.
something like that, a 4 or 5.
Yeah, it's horrible.
And you had Saquon back, and you had healthy Daniel Jones most of the year.
Yeah,
I
the backups played like crap.
Yeah.
They should have had better. First of all, they should have just picked up better backups, and then they had that surrender formation.
Yeah, twice they had it, second down and then third down, and all. And Jake Fromm's a decent quarterback, at least in college.
Jake Fromm,
Like you could have run a screen for him.
Jake Fromm is Best player right here. Yeah, DeAndre Swift. That man was a bad man.
Man had the squad behind him. Couldn't win a national title though, but he had a squad.
They pretty much have like the same pieces they had like this year with Brett's what's his name, Stetson?
Yes.
Yeah. They pretty much had like the same looking team like the last like whatever.
Yeah, Bama just didn't have their Heisman wide receivers. They just didn't have their Heisman wide receivers. Like, okay, like Devontae Smith ain't here no more.
No, but like they picked him over Justin Fields. That's crazy.
Bro, I don't know.
Justin Fields in Georgia. Back to the Giants. Like I think, yeah, he had to go. He was contradiction.
So who do you want coaching them now?
Give me Byron Flores.
Oh,
I
okay.
think he's the best candidate right now. Like, I think it's somewhat defensive is probably the best way to go.
Okay. Does it make you nervous that he wanted Tua over Deshaun Watson?
Tua over
Because
Watson.
from what I saw, that the owners wanted Deshaun Watson, and Flores wanted to keep Tua.
Well, I think it's because of the controversy.
Yeah.
That's what it really is. It's all that, those massages.
The massages.
I mean, there's a lot of massage
Oh.
places in New York City. So.
You know, a mutual friend of ours had fun at a massage place before a Knicks game. He said it was the time of his best massage he's ever had.
It was his birthday, right?
Oh, it definitely was his birthday. You know.
Yeah, he had to.
Yeah, he had to celebrate real quick. He said, "Oh, what's this hole in the wall place?"
Next time he gets tested for COVID.
Like, yo, like delete those pictures with Bob Kraft.
You must have seen the freaking crap. But I mean, I guess with Tua, you can see some of his potential. With Deshaun, it's like you already see what he is because he's been in the league for over 6 years now.
Yeah.
I guess he sees the potential to. I don't know.
I mean, he's cheaper too because he doesn't have that contract.
Yeah.
And I know the big thing is even if you do make a trade, the NFL is gonna have to give him some type of suspension. So you're losing him regardless. So what are you gonna do? Throw Jake Fromm out there again?
I mean, I don't know. I don't even know what the Giants' plan is. I don't even know if they're going to be.
Yo, get Kenny Pickett from Pitt. That dude that ran it in and trucked all those defenders.
He's going to be another Daniel Jones. Watch.
Yo, but he won't trip and fall when he's running.
He's going to pretend to trip. He's going to pretend to slide. Yeah.
he's gonna do that fake slide and then score.
Maybe that'll probably be a good pickup. I wouldn't be opposed to them picking up Russell Wilson if the Seattle decides to let him walk or whatever. I don't know what's going on.
That would, ooh. I mean, the Seattle Seahawks gotta get back those first round picks they traded to the Jets.
Well,
You
is Wilson's contract isn't up yet, right?
No, because he would have to demand a trade.
They have to trade him away.
And I think the Giants were on his list.
Last year, I think. Right?
Yeah,
I mean,
if there was a
Giants
move.
got 2 picks in the first round, top 6 or something. Like that.
Yeah. I mean, again, the Seahawks traded their 2 firsts for Blitz Boy.
Blitz boy.
So thank you for that, Seattle. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Who are the Jets gonna pick up this year?
Well, I hope that dude from Michigan falls. Aiden Hutchinson, the pass rusher. If he falls, then we can get a mighty good defensive line.
What pick are you guys?
We have the 4th and the 10th pick.
So I think the Giants got like right. I think we're like.
Yeah, you're like right behind us, and then you have like one right before us, right before the 10th. But you guys got better draft selections. Y'all are that close together with your picks.
Yeah, I think I thought it changed, but like we were like back to back at one point.
I think. Let me check this. 'Cause I think we are back to back. Let's see.
Yeah, we had it at one time.
So the Jaguars got the first pick. Detroit got the second pick. Yeah, we're 4. I'm 4, and then the Giants are 5.
Right.
And then you got the 7th pick, and the Jets have the 10th. So I mean, 5 and 7 for Wilson. That's a pretty good fucking price for a top 5 quarterback in the league right now.
Yeah. I don't think they're gonna do. I don't know. I don't think Wilson's worth 2 picks. They're probably gonna give him a first-round pick, probably number 5.
Yeah.
And maybe like a late third-day pick.
Yeah, because then you still have Chicago 7. You can still select like an offensive lineman or someone.
Yeah. Well, that's what the Giants need is an old lineman.
Yeah. Especially if you're going to keep Saquon or whoever's at quarterback. You need an offensive line.
Right. That's been the problem for the last 2 decades. Not last decade. Just them protecting and running the ball. They have not ran the ball well since like Ahmad Bradshaw,
Matt Bradshaw, no, Brandon Jacobs.
Brandon Jacobs, yeah, Derek Wilson, David Wilson.
Yeah.
That was a good time.
Because I'm looking at the top 3. I mean, Jacksonville they have so many holes. So I don't even think a defensive lineman would be enough.
Oh man, they need a coach.
They need a coach that don't go to the bars after a game.
That is crazy.
Yo, he didn't even get on the plane. That's why. Like you play semi-pro. Like, have you ever had a coach? I'm like, nah, y'all are good. I'm gonna go to this bar real quick, and talk to Shorty.
We don't take the bus together.
I mean,
But my coach makes sure everyone got home and whatnot.
I mean, yeah, he don't got a girl on his lap. Like while y'all are going home, maybe not.
I mean, semi-pro's different.
This is semi-pro. We can have girls on our laps with the hand.
Yeah, like I be kicking it with my coach. We be drinking
Yeah.
after the games.
Oh, that's cool. But I mean, like, you don't be posting no explicit pictures.
Nah, especially when they're married.
Especially when you got a wife at home, wife and kids at home, and you out here with a 20-year-old on your lap with the hand.
She tried to teach Shorty how to do a under the center snap, like hands all up under.
He's like, what you got to do is keep my finger in your cooter, and then you say hut.
Slap just to make sure you're ready. Like,
Yeah.
I thought that was crazy.
Bro, that was the beginning of the end. Like, they should have fired him like right then and there, but they were like, nope, we want him.
I mean, it was only like week 5. Right?
Yeah, I think they just came back from London, like the week before, I think,
Yeah,
and they won.
they went to Cleveland. But
Oh,
like,
what would Detroit need though?
Detroit will probably if the pass rusher from Oregon is still there, they'll take
That would be lit.
Kayvon Thibodeau.
Yeah. Houston might get a pass rusher.
Houston, yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think of Davis Mills? You think that's the answer?
I mean, it's not like you have anyone else. Like, who else is gonna go to Houston? Like, the owner called you, like, was racist as hell.
Yeah.
Deshaun Watson's trying to get out of there. Like, that's what I thought. Like, why fire David Culley? Like, ain't no one else gonna want to work for you. Or were you gonna try to get Jim Harbaugh to leave Michigan? Like, he's only gonna use you as a power move.
Houston.
Yeah, he's just gonna use you to like get more money from Michigan for going to the college football playoff. Like, it's like, no, like you just keep David Culley, develop Davis Mills, and be an average team. You're not gonna make the playoffs, but you'll be an average team at best. You'll compete every game.
Well, they could probably build off that. Yeah,
Yeah, they could.
If they don't build, if they either become stagnant or do worse, then yeah, you get rid of the guy, you give him one more shot. Like, they played well.
Yeah, they definitely, and that's the thing, because I noticed that, and we only got like 30 seconds left. But I noticed that in the beginning, in week 1, when they got that upset win over the Jaguars, I think it was. when it was like Trevor Lawrence's debut, that whole team rallied around Cully. I'm like, yo, this is your coach. This is your coach. This like, why do you have to move on? This is your guy.
And then they put up 41 against the Chargers in like
Oh yeah.
6, whatever it was.
But yo, IG is telling me I'm out of time. But Ralston, thank you so much for joining me.
It's a pleasure, bro.
You take care.
You too, bro.
All right, let me. IG Live is now over, so we got. As I try to pick the cover for this, hang on. Add to series, IG Live guests. There we go. All right, YouTube, you got my full attention. You got my full attention, YouTube. Ooh, dang, it's close. All right, so we that concludes. I hope you were able to hear my friend Ralston, the Instagram live guest. I couldn't get it on the YouTube screen, so that's why we only kept it to my face and his audio from my phone. But those were my thoughts. I was gonna go over it with my co-host Roland tomorrow, but we'll go over it more in depth. You already know my picks. Roland needs to get his picks. Quick news, quick update. So, Off the Bench podcast will soon be no more. Me and Roland have been discussing it a lot, and we've been discussing it for days and weeks and months. And as much as we love the brand, the name Off the Bench, we feel like we need to rebrand. We need to think about this podcast because I know I want this podcast to become popular. It's already popular amongst our friends, but we feel like it doesn't have that pizzazz. It doesn't have that thing that's reeling you in. And I feel like it's not more of like a production issue. I think it's just more of an outreach issue where what I've noticed, at least, and Roland will talk about it more tomorrow, is we feel as though the name, while it's a great name, the Off the Bench Sports Podcast, it's very typical, and it's very difficult for viewers like you and listeners like you to find. So we're gonna rebrand. We're gonna keep all the episodes, but a few things are gonna change. Firstly, Instagram Live is gonna have a lot more guests. YouTube will now be more of a clips channel, so this is probably one of the very few last live streams we'll have, unless there's a special event like the NFL draft, like maybe a watch along for an AEW event, maybe something else. But another thing that we've discussed is starting a blog. And that's something that is really important to Roland, because he really wants to get his feet wet, and I feel as though this is the best way to go about it. We're talking about different names right now for the rebrand, talking to different people for a new logo, talking to different people about a new theme that's going to be really, it's going to be our own. It's gonna be us. It's not gonna be me asking to use certain songs. It's not gonna be Roland coming in. What I feel is that while I have this time to dedicate every now and again, Roland doesn't really have that same. We don't have that same availability in our schedules all the time. So I feel as though we have those. Not to blame him, because it's my fault as well. I'm a busy person. We're all busy. We have lives. Not putting it's on me as well, but I want to give Roland the opportunity to express himself more and throw his thoughts out there more, which is why we're going to start this blog. At some point, we're going to do that, and that's what we're thinking right now. So that's our plan. We're going to rebrand and relaunch with a brand new song, brand new theme, brand new name, brand new everything, but we're going to stay the same. It's gonna be the same banter. It's gonna be me doing crazy wild takes. It's gonna be Roland being the sensible one, and the blog I think is really gonna help talk with our discussions and help with the listener and viewer outreach like yourselves, so you guys can interact with us more. So we'll get all that ready. For the meantime, please follow us on Instagram at Off the Bench Pod. Follow like our Facebook page, because all of that is going to change, and I'd hate for you guys to be confused without knowing what the hell is going on. So thank you guys so much.